What's up, y'all? It's Eden. Welcome to the Eden Well channel and welcome to Scritch Fit, our garage gym. Today's video, I wanted to just take you through what a typical 37-week pregnant workout looks like for me at this point. So yes, I am about 37.5 weeks pregnant. Every Monday I'm a new week and today is Thursday, so roughly halfway through 37 weeks. I have been lifting pretty much my entire pregnancy and I'm kind of sad that I haven't been making these videos along the way because I don't think I've made a YouTube video at all describing how pregnancy or lifting while pregnant has been, but I guess it's never too late to start. So 37 weeks, if you don't know, is very, very close to the end of pregnancy. 40 weeks is full term, so technically he could come, the baby could come anytime now, so workouts look very different than they do obviously in the beginning of pregnancy, as they are a lot lighter, a lot more chill, a lot more body weight movement rather than doing a lot of like HIIT workouts or lots of heavy weights. It's a lot of 30 to 45 minute workouts, body weight, very chill weight in general. Every pregnancy for every woman looks completely different. Today I kind of wanted to just go over what it looks like for me, maybe give you suggestions. I have a lot of pregnant friends right now, and so I'm kind of doing it for them just to give suggestions on how you can move at this point in pregnancy. If you are not currently lifting, this probably isn't quite the video for you, because if you're gonna lift the way that I do, you probably should lift before you get pregnant. You can still work out, but it might not look the same as this video because you're not as conditioned, you haven't been lifting like this, so injury is definitely more imminent if you have not been lifting weights like I have, but working out is still very crucial. Some of this stuff you can, just do body weight. Something else I want to mention before we jump into the workouts is that workouts in pregnancy, the first trimester is a little different because you're not very big, you're still very, very mobile, flexible. You can be pretty active. You can still kind of jump around. Once you hit 14, 15 weeks, that's typically when you get that round ligament pain. You're starting to grow, especially if it's your second or third pregnancy. The most efficient way to train when you're pregnant, especially if you're lifting weights, is to focus on full body movement, full body workouts. 2 to 4 times a week. You don't want to go too crazy, especially getting to the point that I'm at, 37 weeks, because it just gets really, really hard. I was typically working out 3 times a week. That was average. We had a lot of traveling this pregnancy, and so it was hard to make that every single week. But if I was home and we were just doing normal life, I was definitely getting at least 3 times a week. But right now it's like challenging to get 3. I would say it's like 2 to 3, but if it's lighter movement just inside the house, a lot of body weight stuff, usually I'm still mobile, but not like lifting weights as much. But full body workouts are the best. If you are just the average Joe who is working out and trying to get some gains, typically you want splits. So you want like upper lower splits. So that means that one day you do upper body, the next day you do lower body. You go back and forth for like, 4 days for a training session, or 4 days a week. Or if you're really intense, 5 to 6 days a week, you're splitting up your muscle groups. So like back and bi, shoulders, chest, glutes and hams, and then, quads the next day or whatever. And so for pregnancy, you're not trying to like get really buff, right? The point of working out in pregnancy is just simply to keep your strength, just simply to keep moving, to keep your body limber, to keep any strength you can for labor. And it also makes postpartum healing so much better because you're so much stronger. I did a workout a few days ago that had, I included some single leg dumbbell deadlifts and some hip thrusts with bands around with a band around my knees. And so my hips are incredibly sore, which was kind of stupid. I really do not want tight hips for labor. That would just not be good. So I'm gonna chill on my hips today. But we have some push press, which is kind of a lot of back and shoulder work. We have body weight pause squats, which is some legs, bicep curls, so we get some arms, single lateral raises, so we get more of that side shoulder, and then some windmills at the very end, which is a lot of core. I've been kind of slacking on core, and there are a lot of movements you can't do pregnant for core because of that really, really tender, open Linea Alba, which is that tendon that runs down the middle of your stomach that's more exposed because your abs are separating. So a lot of like centralized core movements you have to avoid because that will really, really push that really tender, exposed ligament out more, and that healing process will be a lot more tender and gentle, or just a lot harder to heal. And you want to avoid that, obviously. But you can still work on your transverse abdominis, your internal obliques, a lot of like your surrounding core in different movements, because you do want your core to be strong when you're contracting and trying to push out a child. So you still want to do some movements. So we'll do some windmills, and I'll show you what those look like in a second. First, let's do a quick body check. Yeah, baby. He do be round, guys. He do be round. All right, so our first movement is a push press. Push press is typically done with a barbell. If you have not been lifting, I would suggest definitely doing dumbbells instead of barbells. Barbells can be a lot more dangerous if you have not been lifting. However, barbells are still very efficient to use if you are still in the later stages of your pregnancy. Push press is an overhead movement with the barbell. So you start at your shoulders and you're just going overhead. Like so. So you come to the bar, racket front, push overhead. There are a lot more cues than that, but this video isn't necessarily to tell you how to do a push press. It's just kind of taking you through what I'm doing. So I think I might just do the bar today. Again, we're so late into pregnancy, we're just trying to move our body. I don't think I'm gonna try to go for anything crazy, so I'll do a warm-up set with the bar, see how that feels. If it feels pretty good, I might add some 10s or 5s, but I'll do like 3 sets, anywhere from like 8 to 10 reps. The next exercises that we have are going to be a superset. A superset means you do 2 exercises back to back without a pause in between until after you're done with those 2 exercises. Now again, if you're not pregnant, doing a lower body movement and an upper body movement in the same, or in a superset, is not quite ideal because you're working 2 totally different muscle groups. However, I'm pregnant and it doesn't quite matter. Again, we're just working on strength. So we're gonna do some paused body weight squats, supersetted, with some dumbbell bicep curls. I haven't decided if I wanna do hammer curls or normal bicep curls. I'm feeling hammer curls. So the difference between hammer curl and bicep curl is at the top, you flip your palm towards you, and it works more of the like inner brachii, inner bicep. Hammer curl, you keep them like this, so you're just going up and down, keeping the head of the dumbbell at your shoulder. That works a little more of the outer bicep. Typically, I like to keep my body against like a wall or a bar when I do these, because it's really easy to swing when you do bicep curls. And I like to keep that super steady, super tight movement in my exercises, and so I'm going to be against this for the hammer bicep curls and superset with the body weight pause squats. Get so out of breath when you're pregnant, and I had coffee this morning, so I'm like out of breath, and I have heart palpitations. Yay! Alrighty, 3 sets of those down. Now we're gonna move to single arm lateral raise. So we've hit some lower body, some arms, some bicep, back, and a little bit of shoulder with the push press. And now we're gonna do single arm lateral raise. Single arm lateral raise, obviously a single arm, so 1 arm at a time. And what we're gonna be doing is working the outer delt, or part of the shoulder. So it's like a side lateral raise with the dumbbell in hand. So I'll do like maybe 10 on each side for, again, 2 to 3 sets, depending on how you're feeling. You know, that's kind of the thing with pregnancy is, are you really out of breath that day? Are you feeling on top of the world? You kind of gotta take it minute by minute when you're working out. So we'll see how I feel after a few sets, and then we'll move on to the windmills. All right, we're on the ground now if you can't tell. So for the last exercise, this is called a windmill. A windmill works your obliques as well as the transverse abdominis, which are muscles that you can work out in your core when you're pregnant, and you should, because it helps with contractions, it helps with bearing down and with pushing, keeps your core nice and strong, and helps with postpartum healing. If you have any diastasis recti, which is the bulging of that inner core, it just helps if the rest of you is really strong to help bring those muscles back in to heal the core. But a windmill, I don't know if I can show you all of me right now, but basically a windmill is you're on one knee, the other leg is out. You're going to be holding a dumbbell overhead, and you're going to be coming down. The open palm is going to come to the ground in between your legs. I'll show you in a sec further away. Come down in between your legs, and the point is to work the side that the dumbbell is overhead, that side of the ab. You're going to be working that core to stabilize the dumbbell overhead and to pull you back up. So it looks and feels like a very slight movement, but it's very beneficial for that outer core. I am using a 15-pound dumbbell. It's just one dumbbell overhead. Do, you know, 10 to 15 or whatever per side. I'll probably do 10 per side because, again, just feeling out of breath today, so I'm going to take it easy. Yeah, and we'll do about 2 to 3 sets of those. So after finishing those up, totally realized I didn't talk about diaphragmatic breathing and pelvic floor work. That is something I do before every single workout. There's probably not enough time to go over how to do it in this video. Maybe I'll come out with that video before Leon. I think this might be my last video, but diaphragmatic breathing is working on 360 breath. If you're a singer, you are familiar with this. But it's a combination of 360 breathing with the diaphragm and also connecting with the pelvic floor. Again, that's a really terrible description, but it's something I do before every single workout, especially doing like deadlifts or squats or like heavier compound lifts when you're pregnant. You want to move away from the Valsalva maneuver, which in lifting is when lifters, you see them hold their breath, do the movement, and then breathe, which is, you want to avoid that in pregnancy. And so it's a different way of breathing when you're lifting and working out. But also the pelvic floor connection movements are very beneficial. They're like better than even a Kegel. And so they help strengthen that pelvic floor. They just work the muscles down there to keep them strong and to protect your body when you're lifting. So I totally forgot to mention that, but it's something I do before every single workout. Just YouTube it. I mean, there's probably people who explain it a lot better than I do. So just YouTube it or Google it. I'm sure you'll get a good description. Meg Squats is a really good person to refer to. She has a whole prenatal program that goes over like a ton of informational videos. She has her own workouts that I used up until about, I don't know, 28 weeks pregnant. And from then I've just kind of done my own thing because I feel like you have to listen to your body. So like something that someone else programs, especially because it's a generalized program, it wasn't specific for me. It was good to just listen to my body and what I needed. So I've been kind of just doing my own thing. Plus I'm a trainer, so you know I can easily program my own stuff. But if you're pregnant and you are wanting to work out, you're wanting to keep your strength, which is super, super important. It is really important, girls, to keep strong your entire pregnancy. I haven't labored yet, but I assume labor's gonna be easier. I'm not saying it's easy, but easier for me because I've kept up on my strength. I'm really strong, but who knows? You know, labor and birthing can be crazy. So, but just to be as prepared as possible, you know, keeping that pelvic floor strong, keeping all your muscles strong, your core, your hips and your leg muscles to just hold yourself up, your back muscles to keep strong when you're, you know, just all of it. Strength is just super crucial. But if you are interested in wanting a program that is specified for you to keep you safe, to keep you strong, to keep you healthy, and that's individualized, let me know, because I am certified as a pre and postnatal exercise fitness coach, and so I can help you. If you are pregnant or you're postpartum, I can help you keep your strength or regain strength postpartum, because that's also very important. It's also very important to know exactly how to regain your strength without hurting yourself postpartum as well. So email me at, what's my email? I don't even know. Follow me on Instagram at Scritch. What, gosh, look at, I don't even know. It's right here. Is it Scritch_fit? I don't even know. You can tell how much I care about this. Just kidding. Yeah, just message me however you can, and we can get you started on a program. Pregnancy is awesome. Lifting weights in pregnancy is so BA. I mean, you're just showing every other woman who's scared to lift weights, or the doctors who tell women that they can't lift weights. You know, that stupid thing like, don't lift over 10 pounds. Well, your baby's 8 pounds, and then you're carrying yourself, and it's like, that's pretty stupid advice. So just proving to every doctor or nurse or whatever out there that tells people that women that they can't lift while they're pregnant, that they can't, you know, regain strength fairly quickly, you know, postpartum. But anyways, message me, email me, and we can get you started on a program. Thanks for joining me on my workout today, and I hope that if you are pregnant, you gain some inspiration that you can lift weights while you're even this pregnant and this close to labor. It's totally possible. I've had very few aches and pains throughout pregnancy because I've kept up my strength. It's just really, really important. So anyways, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for joining me today, and maybe the next video, you'll see baby Leon. Who knows? We'll catch you later.